Most older adults believe that eating foods labeled heart-healthy is always safe. Yet new findings quietly challenge that comfort. A 2024 peer-reviewed cardiovascular study from a leading U.S. research institute revealed unsettling evidence that shocked even seasoned nutrition experts. The researchers discovered that certain widely trusted foods, once promoted as beneficial, may quietly stress and inflame aging arteries over time. For decades, marketing campaigns and wellness slogans built the belief that healthy equals harmless, especially regarding heart-friendly products for seniors. However, when scientists recently analyzed post-meal blood flow in adults over 60, they found alarming changes linked to specific popular foods. These foods appeared in nearly every senior pantry: granola bars, vegetable oils, and low-fat packaged snacks, items praised for protecting long-term heart function. The study's lead author explained that age alters how our arteries react to these compounds, creating unexpected oxidative and inflammatory responses. In younger bodies, such reactions often reverse quickly, but after 60, the vessel walls struggle to repair repeated microscopic damage efficiently. This gradual strain doesn't cause pain immediately. Instead, it quietly narrows circulation, much like sediment thickening inside a household water pipe. Dr. Amanda Lewis, a preventive cardiologist in Toronto, warns that hidden arterial stress is the silent partner of everyday dietary habits. Safe. Her team's imaging data revealed that participants consuming certain processed health products showed reduced elasticity within just 8 weeks of monitoring. Imagine believing you're fueling longevity while unknowingly adding microscopic friction to the very pathways that nourish your heart and brain daily. That realization can feel unsettling, yet it also empowers you to make choices grounded in modern, science-guided understanding rather than slogans. Today's research doesn't condemn all convenience foods. It highlights how formulation and processing subtly alter what your aging circulation can handle safely. Dr. Lewis emphasizes that the goal isn't fear, it's awareness, urging seniors to question packaging promises and observe how their bodies respond. Many foods celebrated 20 years ago were tested primarily on younger adults, long before aging metabolism and arterial resilience were carefully studied. By updating what healthy truly means after 60, seniors gain control over something marketing rarely teaches: how aging arteries actually behave. These discoveries introduce a new truth. Health claims aren't universal, and older circulation demands gentler, cleaner nourishment to maintain vitality. In the next section, you'll uncover the surprising root cause behind this arterial damage and why most people never notice it forming. Most seniors assume artery problems stem from fat or sugar alone, yet emerging evidence paints a far more complex picture. Researchers across Canada and the United Kingdom recently confirmed that aging arteries respond differently to chemical stress than younger blood vessels. When individuals over 60 eat, their circulation encounters compounds that trigger subtle inflammation, even from foods once considered harmlessly nutritious. Dr. James Thompson, a vascular researcher from Cambridge, describes this effect as the slow burn most people never feel developing. In laboratory scans, scientists noticed that oxidized oils and hidden sodium compounds quietly disrupt endothelial cells, the delicate inner lining of arteries. Over time, these tiny disturbances cause stiffness, reduced elasticity, and lower oxygen flow, setting the stage for chronic cardiovascular strain. This condition, called low-grade inflammation, doesn't cause immediate pain, but steadily weakens artery walls and interferes with healthy blood pressure regulation. Imagine your arteries like garden hoses, flexible when new, yet increasingly rigid after years of exposure to sunlight, pressure, and residue. Many seniors eat diligently whole-grain cereals, baked chips, or light salad dressings, believing these choices guarantee lifelong protection from arterial damage. However, Research from a leading American aging institute shows these foods often contain processed plant additives the body struggles to metabolize effectively. The culprit isn't indulgence, but chemistry, refined stabilizers, flavor enhancers, and oxidized seed oils that stress arterial tissue on a microscopic level. Dr. Thompson notes, after 60, your body's recovery from oxidative injury slows, so inflammation lingers longer and compounds its impact. That's why two people eating the same meal at 40 and 70 can experience dramatically different vascular responses hours afterward. The older participants' arteries may constrict slightly longer, creating a small but cumulative reduction in nutrient delivery to critical organs. This explains why some seniors develop high blood pressure or fatigue despite avoiding fried foods, sugary desserts, and other obvious risks. They followed every mainstream health guideline, yet missed one invisible factor: their arteries' reduced ability to tolerate chemical stressors. Understanding this truth replaces guilt with clarity. Your discipline was never wasted. You simply needed knowledge updated for aging biology. Modern scientists now emphasize dietary simplicity, minimally processed, gently cooked foods to reduce oxidative reactions before they harm arterial tissue. This revelation brings relief to many seniors who felt betrayed by years of conventional dietary wisdom that oversimplified cardiovascular health. The message is hopeful. Your arteries aren't doomed. They just need protection aligned with the body you have today. Recognizing these overlooked culprits allows you to refine habits intelligently, rather than abandon foods entirely or live in unnecessary fear. Next, we'll explore what modern research reveals about how these hidden compounds physically damage artery walls at the cellular level. When you understand what truly happens inside your arteries, the fear turns into clarity, and clarity builds lifelong control. Every heartbeat pushes blood through narrow pathways lined with delicate endothelial cells that act like microscopic guardians of vascular health. In youth, these cells remain smooth and resilient, regulating blood flow with ease while resisting damage from fats or occasional dietary stress. However, after 60, these same cells become thinner, slower to repair, and more sensitive to oxidative and chemical disturbances from food. A recent North American clinical study observed adults between 60 and 80 who consumed common, healthy processed oils for 3 consecutive weeks. Researchers measured post-meal inflammatory spikes, finding that certain refined plant oils and high-sodium substitutes increased oxidative stress dramatically within hours. That stress generates unstable molecules called free radicals, which attack the endothelium like sparks, slowly scorching the inner arterial lining. Imagine your arteries as garden hoses. Constant exposure to residue, pressure, and heat causes stiffness, cracks, and uneven water flow. Inside the body, that same stiffness translates to decreased flexibility, encouraging cholesterol and calcium particles to cling to weakened artery walls. Over time, these deposits create microplaques that restrict blood flow, reducing oxygen delivery to the heart, brain, and muscles during activity. Dr. Helen Ward, a UK cardiovascular physiologist, describes it as a slow suffocation that the body mistakes for ordinary aging fatigue. Her team found that even foods marketed as plant-based alternatives, when heavily processed, triggered greater endothelial inflammation than expected in older adults. Processing alters natural oils and proteins, creating compounds the aging body recognizes as foreign irritants rather than supportive nutrients. The result is subtle swelling and friction within the arterial lining, which the immune system attempts to repair using cholesterol as a patch. This repair cycle repeats daily, slowly narrowing arteries and producing the stiffness many interpret as inevitable with advancing age. Yet, research from a major Canadian aging institute confirms that oxidative load, not dietary cholesterol alone, determines how plaques develop and persist. That means eliminating eggs or dairy isn't nearly as protective as minimizing oxidized residues from reheated or ultra-processed ingredients. In simpler terms, it's not the food category, but the condition of the food that drives inflammatory harm after 60. When oils are overheated, sugars concentrated, or additives combined, they generate advanced compounds that confuse the body's repair response. Understanding this helps reframe the old belief that plant-based automatically means artery-friendly into a more accurate, empowering truth. Plant foods remain beneficial when whole and gently prepared, yet their processed versions may quietly sabotage circulation through chemical stress. Dr. Ward's research emphasizes moderation, noting that gentle cooking methods can preserve beneficial antioxidants that counteract free radical activity naturally. That means lightly steaming, baking, or cold prepping meals rather than frying or charring can preserve artery elasticity and support steady oxygenation. These scientific findings replace fear with empowerment because they show exactly why arteries stiffen and how to slow that progression naturally. Knowing the mechanism allows seniors to act with precision rather than guesswork, focusing energy on choices proven to protect longevity. Your body's repair systems still function remarkably well. They simply need fewer obstacles and more time to maintain cellular balance daily. With consistent adjustments, inflammation quiets, circulation strengthens, and vitality returns to activities once abandoned due to fatigue or discomfort. Now that the science makes sense, the next question becomes practical. What can you actually eat to protect your arteries instead? Now that you understand how inflammation quietly stiffens arteries, the next step is transforming that knowledge into simple, protective action. Small dietary shifts can dramatically reduce oxidative stress, restoring balance to your circulation without demanding extreme restrictions or complicated nutrition plans. These swaps are designed for older adults who want results grounded in credible science and guided by gentle, sustainable lifestyle choices. According to researchers at a respected U.S. cardiovascular center, the greatest arterial benefits arise from consistent, moderate improvements, not sudden overhauls. The first change involves replacing refined seed oils, commonly found in so-called healthy snack foods, dressings, and packaged grain products. Refined oils, especially canola, soybean, and corn, oxidize quickly when heated, generating free radicals that irritate arterial walls and restrict flexibility over time. Cold-pressed olive or avocado oils contain natural antioxidants that neutralize those radicals and nourish the endothelium, promoting smoother blood flow naturally. Dr. Emily Carter, a Harvard nutrition specialist, calls this an elegant upgrade that gives arteries the breathing room they've been missing. You don't need to eliminate convenience. Simply choose products specifying cold-pressed oils or drizzle olive oil over meals instead of frying. Within weeks, many seniors notice reduced post-meal sluggishness because circulation improves, carrying oxygen efficiently to muscles and brain tissue. The second protective swap targets plant-based protein alternatives that sound healthy, but often hide excessive sodium and synthetic stabilizers. When these compounds accumulate, they encourage water retention and vascular tension, forcing arteries to expand under greater pressure after each meal. Instead, opt for naturally balanced proteins like lentils, eggs, or wild fish, each offering amino acids without inflammatory additives or chemical processing. Dr. Carter notes that true plant power lies in simplicity, not engineering, emphasizing that minimally processed legumes outperform industrial replacements nutritionally. If you're managing cholesterol or blood pressure medication, check with your clinician before changing protein portions or supplementing dietary sources. Most physicians welcome these swaps because they align with modern evidence showing improved arterial elasticity and stable energy among older adults. The third crucial shift focuses on over-roasted nuts and sweetened whole-grain cereals, frequently marketed as heart-healthy breakfast or snack options. Excessive roasting oxidizes oils within nuts, converting beneficial fats into inflammatory byproducts that strain arteries instead of supporting them. Similarly, cereals labeled whole grain often contain added sugars that spike insulin, promoting oxidative activity detrimental to endothelial recovery. Choosing raw or lightly toasted nuts preserves omega-3 fatty acids, while steel-cut oats deliver slow-release energy without inflammatory glucose surges. Margaret Collins, a 78-year-old from Ontario, reported steadier energy and fewer leg cramps after adopting this simple morning adjustment. These swaps demonstrate that arterial health isn't built on deprivation, but awareness, choosing foods that heal rather than silently inflame. Each choice supports smoother circulation, reduced pressure, and a calmer cardiovascular rhythm the body interprets as youthful vitality restored. Consistency matters more than perfection. Steady improvements encourage endothelial repair and gradually reverse stiffness caused by years of unnoticed stress. Even modest adherence, 3 to 4 days weekly, can lower inflammation markers measurable in modern clinical assessments of vascular resilience. The beauty of this approach lies in its flexibility. It honors both taste and safety while empowering independence at any age. Healthy arteries are not a reward for strict diets, but the natural result of informed, compassionate choices that respect aging biology. And when people make these swaps, even for a few weeks, here's what often happens to their energy, confidence, and long-term heart stability. The most inspiring part of this journey is seeing how small, consistent choices restore vitality and renew genuine confidence in aging bodies. Robert Hayes, a 67-year-old retiree from Texas, once believed that snack bars labeled heart healthy guaranteed lifelong circulation protection automatically. After watching a cardiology segment about refined oils, he gradually replaced those snacks with fresh fruit and lightly salted almonds. Within 2 months, Robert noticed a subtle transformation. His afternoon fatigue eased, and his morning walks no longer left him breathless halfway through. His physician documented improved blood oxygen levels and reduced arterial stiffness, confirming what Robert already sensed. His body was quietly reclaiming balance. Across the border in Ontario, 72-year-old Margaret Collins made an equally simple change that profoundly shifted her cardiovascular outlook. She replaced processed plant oils with cold-pressed olive oil, swapping supermarket dressings for homemade blends using herbs, lemon, and garlic. Her doctor's next checkup revealed smoother blood flow and lower systolic pressure, results achieved without new medications or complicated routines. Margaret described it best. I stopped fearing food and started respecting how my body speaks through energy, calm, and clarity. These stories remind us that healing doesn't demand perfection. It begins when awareness replaces autopilot and knowledge replaces outdated dietary myths. Every nutrient choice sends a message to your arteries, either stress or support, tension or renewal, decline or preservation. When those choices shift toward cleaner oils, natural proteins, and gentle preparation, the body responds gratefully, rebuilding from the inside out. Modern cardiology now affirms what these seniors experienced firsthand. Arterial aging slows dramatically when inflammation finally loses its silent foothold. That's the essence of prevention, not avoidance, but partnership, aligning science, self-compassion, and steady practice in daily living. If you've ever wondered whether change still matters after 60, these results offer a simple, heartfelt answer. It absolutely does. Each small adjustment accumulates like interest in a savings account, compounding into improved circulation, stable energy, and renewed confidence. Remember, it's never too late to give your arteries a second chance, or your heart another decade of strength. If this message inspired you, share it. You might quietly save someone's heart or restore their belief in possible recovery. Tell us your age and health goal in the comments, because your progress could guide another person toward lasting vitality. Your body isn't broken, it simply needs the right information, patience, and kindness to heal exactly as nature intended.